Why, hello. I am Taylor Schuck. I am one of the photo teachers here at St. Charles East. I teach all of the levels of photo, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Um, we have a nice mixture of a class where I had a lot of them, a lot of students in photo 1, but there are a lot that I am just meeting for the first time. So I look forward to getting to know all the students, and you as well, for the parents I have not had the pleasure of meeting. This is such an interesting time, and photo 2 is a bit of a challenge right now since some of the students had photo 1 in the spring where we went on quarantine and everything was really rushed and difficult as everyone figured out what we were going to do with school. So I know there are some gaps of things that some students didn't get to learn in photo 1, while others did if they took it earlier than last semester. So the biggest challenge I think about photo 2 this semester is just making sure that I review a lot and that I cater the curriculum to everyone, not just those who completed the real photo 1 curriculum, but to those who kind of got it cut it short last semester too. So I'm just going to go through a little bit about what this semester is about, and I hope that you would just contact me if you have any questions. I love hearing from parents. I love hearing from students. I am here to help. So with our photo 2 curriculum, it's a lot of words here in this course description, but essentially it's a continuation of photo 1. There's still a lot of technical elements about photography that have not yet been learned. So we are working on the technical qualities of photography. However, since we're home and we don't have digital cameras, at least the majority of us do not have digital cameras, we are really focusing on exposure and composition this semester, which isn't any different than photo 1. We are just getting more in depth, learning more strategies and more ways to capture it. I'm hoping that we can dig a little bit into manual camera controls. Everyone should have had that in photo 1, at least a little bit. So we should be able to work on that at home as well. So basically what that means is that we can't do darkroom as opposed to usual. We won't be making physical prints. If students have a digital camera, they're welcome to use it, but I think most kids are using their cell phone, which is fine with me. Like the cameras on the cell phones, those are getting real good. But I always say a good camera does not make a good photograph, so we're still going to learn what makes up a good photograph. Emphasizing composition and exposure, and we're going to begin to incorporate conceptual choices as well. This is just a list of our shoots. I'm going to go through each one just with some examples. We're currently working on Ordinary to Extraordinary, which is a shoot where they have to take photos of everyday things and make them look more interesting, make them look extraordinary. Then we're going to jump into a shadows and reflection shoot. And then a shoot about aperture. If you're not familiar with photography, that's okay. Aperture is a big vocabulary word, but essentially it controls not only how much light gets in, but it controls the part of the photo that becomes blurry versus the part that becomes in focus. So we're going to be learning about that a little bit. we'll do a motion shoot. That's brand new to everybody. And then we get to play in Photoshop a bit and do a double exposure. And then finally, if we have time, we'll jump into a portrait shoot. So I'm really excited to try these with your students, especially because I don't think that Photo 1 last semester got to do a portrait shoot. And then finally, I just want to end with what our classes usually look like each day we meet. So we always meet on a Google Meet call. I don't think I mentioned, but we're doing everything on Schoology, so they have a link to our Google Meet call on Schoology. I take attendance, say hello, I ask a question of the day, just kind of while we're getting everybody filtered in. Then there's some synchronous instruction, whatever I need to teach for the day. And that usually takes about half an hour of the class, and then we break out into independent work. It's an art class, we need work time. And so this is where they can go outside, take pictures, step away from the computer for a bit, but then we always reconvene before the end of the class so that I can check in on their progress and kind of provide next steps for the next time we meet. But yeah, that's about where we are in Photo 2 and what it looks like. Please, again, let me know if you have any questions. I look forward from hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing where this semester goes.